Irpa sir, can you please reshare your screen? Actually, we're getting the plan.
Sure, Amar. Basically, I have played that thing, but
Okay, actually,
just confirm me whether this is visible or not.
Yeah, now it's visible properly.
Okay.
Master, can you please stop screen share? 1 minute. Actually, from college side, they want to check the system. Yes, Deepak sir. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm Dr. Deepak Kumar.
Okay, yeah.
And hello?
Yes. You're audible and your video is also completely visible to us.
Okay. Thank you very much. ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲ I'm Indian. I'm just checking. 2041. 41 ಅಲ್ಲ. This login was done. ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ because it is back logged into the showing you. Used to have parking to something, but that was overused. Yes. Yeah, it is. The slow, you can check. Exactly. That's it. So we can all see. One. If you do, it's usually we start by one of the things.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Deepak, sir. Am I audible to you?
Yeah, you are audible, sir. Yeah.
Yes, so faculties are joining, sir. Let's wait 1 or 2 more minutes so that after that, I mean, just crossing 200 now.
Yeah,
So faculties are joining.
Yeah, Irfan, we can start off at around 3:05.
yeah.
Sure, Amit. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Correct.
Yeah, good afternoon, each and everyone. Irfan this side, the Senior Manager of Everyday Learning Institutional Association. A very warm welcome to the international faculty. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you're completely audible.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. So, welcome again to the International Faculty Development Program on Applications of Business Analytics in collaboration with MS Ramaiah Institute of Technology, Bengaluru, Karnataka. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the MS Ramaiah Institute of Technology for their unwavering support and partnership in organizing this program. Their commitment to academic excellence and technological advancement has been instrumental in making this international faculty development program. From XLR side, we have with us our associate director, Mr. Amit Saha, who has a 20 plus years of experience in academics. Secondly, we have with us Mrs. Akanksha Modi, who is an assistant manager, training and training delivery management, and we have with us Amar, who is senior executive and LMS administrator from XLR. Moving further, I would like to request Dr. Dr. Deepak sir to brief the dignitaries from the MS RIT. Yes, so over to you, Dr. Deepak sir. You are on mute, I think.
Yeah, are you able to hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
you are audible now.
Okay. It's indeed a privilege to welcome all the participants on this international FTP on business analytics. Now, on this occasion, we have with us our HOD, Dr. Renin JP, Professors Ravindra sir, P. Satish sir, and all the rest of the faculty members. And it's always indeed a privilege to be conducting this FTP in association with XLR, because XLR has been conducting a lot of FTPs, and it was indeed a privilege to be associated with them. Now I would request our HOD, Dr. Renin JP, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you, Deepak. Hope I am audible to everyone. Can somebody confirm?
Yeah, you're audible, sir. You can please go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Professor Dr. Renin, head of the Department of Management Studies, MS Ramaiah Institute of Technology. Greetings for the day. It is with great pleasure and enthusiasm that I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you to the opening ceremony of this 5 days online international faculty development program on business analytics. Today marks the beginning of an exciting knowledge-rich journey, and we are honored to have a distinguished gathering with us. First and foremost, I would like to extend a hearty welcome to our esteemed Chairman, Vice Chairman, the Secretary of MS Ramaiah Institute of Technology, in their absence here, whose unwavering support and guidance have been instrumental in making this FTP a reality. Their vision for fostering excellence in education and research has paved the way for the initiatives like this. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our beloved Principal Sir, Dr. N.V.R. Naidu, in his absence here, whose commitment to academic excellence has set the tone for our institution. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the hardworking organizers of this FDP from XLR, Mr. Amit, Associate Director, Mr. Irfan, Senior Business Development Manager, Mr. Amar, Senior Executive, Mr. Anaksha, Assistant Manager, and our faculty coordinators of this FDP from the Department of Management Studies of MSRIT, Dr. Ravindra, Dr. Deepak, and all the other faculty members who have dedicated their time and expertise to curate this FDP, and their dedication to promoting knowledge and research in the field of business analytics is commendable, and we are grateful for your efforts. Business analytics is a rapidly growing field that is transforming the way business operates. By using data analytics, business can make better decisions, improve their efficiency, and gain a competitive advantage. The purpose of this FDP is to provide participants with the knowledge and skills they need to succeed in the field of business analytics. This program has been designed to provide participants with a comprehensive understanding of the latest trends and techniques in business analytics. It will also give participants the opportunity to learn from and network with leading experts in this field. I am confident that this FTP will be valuable learning experience for all the participants. Last but certainly not least, a warm welcome to all the enthusiastic participants who have joined us from across the globe. Your presence here is a testament for our commitment to learning and your passion for advancing the field of business analytics. The program will cover a wide range of topics relevant to the scope of this FTP. Over the next 5 days, we have an exciting lineup of sessions and discussions that will delve deep into the world of business analytics. The FDP is not just an opportunity to enhance your knowledge, but also a platform for networking, collaboration, and the exchange of ideas. As we embark on this journey together, let's remember the significance of continuous learning and the impact it can have on our professional lives. It is our hope that this FDP equips you with valuable insights, tools, and skills that will not only benefit your careers, but also contribute to the growth and innovation in the field of business analytics. I encourage you all to actively engage in the session, ask questions, share your perspectives, and build a conversation with your fellow participants. Together, we can make this FDP a truly enriching and transformative experience. Once again, a warm welcome to each and everyone. Let us make the most of this opportunity and collectively strive for the excellence in the field of business analytics. Thank you, and let's get started.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Renin, sir, for a wonderful brief about this international FDP program. Now, I would like to call our Associate Director, Mr. Amit Saha, to say a few words on XLR and XLR journey. Mr. Amit Saha.
Thank you so much, Mr. Irfan. If you can kindly confirm whether I am audible.
You are audible, sir.
Thank you, Irfan. So, first of all, I would start off with expressing my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Renin, being the HOD and Professor of Department of Management Studies from MSRIT, and as well as Dr. Ravindra and Dr. Deepak, being in connect with us over the last couple of weeks and taking pains in curating the entire module in association so that we can bring out the best possible deliverable content and design of this faculty development program, which is going to be delivered over the next 10 hours. I also thank Mr. Vice Chairman and the Chairman of MS Ramaiah Institute of Technology for collaborating with us. And this definitely is a great support, particularly for academic proliferation in the southern part of the country specifically. So on that note, I would just like to say a few words with reference to XLR. Irfan, if you can kindly confirm me if my if my presentation is visible.
Yes, visible.
Sure. So already the details about this program has been scrolling across while we started off in the initial few minutes. So a warm welcome to all the dignified guests, all the faculty members across the country. I am really excited to see that we are almost touching the numbers of 500, and I am pretty sure in few minutes this numbers will go up. I would definitely request that whoever has not been able to join or whoever has not been able to get the details about joining this particular program, please spread it across to your peer group, to your friends, to your colleagues. We would be keeping this registration open till the end of today, so they can register and they can join in, and we can have better learning and experience sharing over the coming days. So the journey started close to around a year back, although XLR's journey has been over a decade. But our journey of the everyday learning program for students and faculty and colleges, which started about a year back, whereby we have already completed close to around 70 plus student development programs and faculty development programs. And we hope to see taking this particular initiative to great heights in the coming days with more and more academic institutions collaborating with us. A humble journey which started off in 2014 by few of the alumni of IIM and ISB Hyderabad. We started off with having our world headquarters in Houston in USA. And in the last 10 years, we have trained close to around 3.5 lakh students and professionals on the emerging technology areas. The domain in which we have trained people are around data science, AI and ML, cloud, analytics, automation testing, full stack development, and many more emerging areas. That has given us the strength of associating with some of the great stalwarts of industry partners. We have a wide list of more than 400 plus, but here, for the sake of space, we have just mentioned a few. And parallelly, we have received excellent support from the academic partners as well, both nationally and as well as internationally. Everyday learning for free. That has been the guideline that we have followed. Would like to take you through a very small journey that it starts off with signing an MOU with an institution, whereby we highlight on three key factors: student development programs, faculty development programs, and as well as per the request and as per collaborative activity, we conduct the different webinars and seminars from time to time throughout the academic year. And this all are primarily to support educational institutions in achieving greater heights, creating better learning and bridge between the college or the campus to the corporate through different emerging technologies, followed by assignments, assessments, with the collaborative support of the point of contacts of the institutions. We support in the projects and as well as in the internships. And finally, we sum it up with different additional placement preparation modules like resume builders, LinkedIn profiling, mock interview sessions, and so on and so forth. So as I already mentioned, the three key objectives of this initiative: applications oriented towards training for students and faculty, hands-on training on those trending technologies, and finally, documenting the entire component so that it can fulfill to a certain extent the NAC and NBA filing requirements for these institutions or higher education institutions. The deliverables under this MOU are free trainings for students and faculty. I am just reiterating: student development program, faculty development program, webinars and seminars. An extension of it is through support of learning management systems for students and faculty who participate in these programs as a lifetime support. So all the previous programs which has been conducted by us and the future programs which would be conducted in the coming days, the student and faculty who are part of this particular activities would be getting a free access through the learning management system provided, access that would be provided to them. We also support, as I already mentioned, on projects, internship, and placement preparation on a case-to-case basis as per the request that comes in from the different HEIs from time to time. We have been conducting extensive round of webinars, more than 100 plus we have already conducted in the last 1.5 years across the country as per the request that has come into us. And more than 1 lakh participants have attended our webinars. In fact, on today's date, we have more than 3.5 lakh participants who are associated with us, utilizing the learning platform that we provide through the learning management system, the LMS Access. Some of the few criteria which we mapped as far as the NAC and NBA accreditation requirements, as far as for the NAC, the 1,000 point criteria which are there through these associations, close to around 125 to 30 points can be achieved through the activities and as well as the documentation that we provide. Similarly, in NBA also, we have the same kind of support from our end. Many of the faculty today has joined, many of the dignitaries who has joined. By any chance, we have missed out reaching out to you. You can always reach out to us and we can have an interaction based on this, based on which we can find out what are the areas in which we can collaborate. So these are the coordinates. You can touch base with Mr. Irfan or me in person. The mobile numbers and email ID, we will put up the details in the chat box as well during the course of this discussion. You can please get in touch with us and we will definitely discuss to find out a ways and means to associate for the continuous development process of supporting the students and the academic fraternity. So before I thank you all once more for making out your time and being out here present, I would like to also introduce the trainer for today's program that we are launching. So we have Neha Jha as the subject matter expert for this program, who has been a corporate trainer in Advanced Excel, Tableau, Power BI, and different tools of business analytics. As some time back, Dr. Renin was mentioning that this is one area where right from the campus to the corporate, everybody can achieve the maximum through the learnings, because data is something probably irrespective of whatever be the organization, the most precious component on today's date, and probably will gain in excellence further in the coming days as well. So Neha Jha is also certified in PL300 Microsoft Power BI data analytics and trained more than 1,000 plus candidates globally on various data analytics tools and curriculum. Currently, she also functions with the responsibility of being a vice president with one of the multinational companies. So on that note, I would again welcome all the dignitaries out here, and as well as would pass on the stage, pass on the forum to Mr. Amar, who would be taking you through a small deck and representation on how you would be able to gain the access of the learning management system, and as well as how you can utilize the same in the coming days. Thank you so much once more for being a part of it and making it successful. All the best.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Amit, for such a wonderful introduction. So, my dear professors, once again, warm welcome to International Faculty Development Program on Business Analytics. And let me share my screen. Let me confirm when it's visible. Oh, I hope my screen is visible and loud and clear as well.
Yes, Amar.
Please, yeah, okay, sure. Thank you so much for confirmation. So before starting the LMS KT, so LMS is called as Learning Management System and it's XLR online portal. Okay, and the use of LMS to access the recordings, to access the material, to give the attendance, and most important thing is that whatever the material and recordings we are going to provide to you, it will be there with you for lifetime. Okay, so first way I will show you how to access the LMS, be like how to sign into the LMS and how to set the password. So my dear participants, you already done with your registration, and after your registration you received 2 email from XLR Solutions. So first email is that so first email is that verification email. So in that we are sharing one verification email and verification link, and you have to set the password. Okay, so email subject is be like welcome to XLR, verify your account. So here we mention one link, and as you are first time user of XLR solution, you have to click on this link and you have to set your password. See, click on this link and set your password. Okay, so after clicking on that link, it will revert to this next page. Here you have to mention your password and you have to again confirm the password and click on set my password. Okay, so after setting the password, you have to open the second email, and second email is course invitation email. So that particular FDP we are giving you, or we are already given you the LMS access, and the classroom name is Welcome to International Faculty Development Program on Application of Business Analytics. Okay, so here we mentioned the LMS URL, and our LMS URL is onlinelearning.xlr.com. Okay, going forward, if you forgot that email, just keep in mind onlinelearning.xlr.com is the XLR LMS URL. You can type it down at any web browser, fill your details, your username and your password. You are able to get all the recordings and material as well. So to get the access to the LMS or to sign into the LMS, just click on this link, then it will revert to the next page and it's sign in page. See here, you are able to see that URL onlinelearning.xlr.com and just simply click on sign in. Okay, after clicking on the sign in, it will take you through to the next page, is login to XLR. And here you have to mention your email ID, because at the time of registration, you use your email ID to get the LMS access and all the details, right? So use that email ID to sign in and the password which you set in the first email. So fill that details and click on login. Now I will show you how it works. Let me reshare my screen. So after filling up your details of your email ID and your password, it will take you through the home page of LMS. Okay, so the home page look like this. Good afternoon, Amar. Today's date and all the session, all these things, home, my library store, you're able to see. So team, you are able to see my LMS, right? Let's confirm me, because I reshare the screen now. So I need confirmation once.
Yes, Amar, your screen is visible.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So first thing, I will show you how to join the session using Zoom and YouTube. So at right hand side, you are able to see one console, and here International Faculty Development Program on Applications of Business Analytics Day 1. And see here, for Day 1, you are able to see the join button. If you click on the join button, it will be directly revert to the Zoom. Okay, this is the simplest way to join via Zoom. If you are getting any problem to join via Zoom, then we have second option, and here. So this is the YouTube URL. If you click here, it will take you through YouTube, and whatever things are going via Zoom, it will be live here on YouTube as well. If there is any link, if there is any material, anything, if you have any query question, you can type in the live chat. Definitely our team will looking in this as well. Okay. So I'm going back in the dashboard, and we're done with the how to join the session using Zoom and YouTube. And now next thing is that how to access the recordings, how to give the attendance, and how to access the material. So here in the continuous learning, below that I have all classroom access. So don't worry about the all other classrooms. So we search for this particular classroom of International Faculty Development Program. So I'm scrolling down, and here see International Faculty Development Program on Applications of Business Analytics, and XLR Everyday Learning Program commencing from 9th October, right? So I will click on this particular classroom and it will be gives me two more tabs. One is a curriculum and another one is a meet. Once you open the curriculum, then you have three more tabs. So first way to access the feedback response, or how to give the feedback and what is the use of the feedback response. Okay, so you can click here and here to submit your attendance and feedback form here. So click once. Now you are able to see one Google form, day 1 attendance feedback form, International Faculty Development Program on Applications of Business Analytics. So it's a day 1 attendance. And we mentioned one note as well. The attendance link will open between 4:30 to 5:30. Okay. So my dear participant, you have to come here at 4:30 p.m. The form will open. You have to fill the details and you need to give the feedback as well, how the sessions are going on. Okay. So why feedback and attendance is important? We are going to consider this for a certification. To get the certificate of participation from XLR, we have to, or all of you have to mark your attendance on a daily basis, because 60% attendance is mandatory to get the certificate. Okay, so I will repeat once again, 60% attendance is mandatory to get the certificate. You have to try to attend all of the sessions and need to give the attendance on daily basis. Okay, this link will be only open between 4:30 and 5:30. Yeah, I'm coming back to the recording tabs. So below the feedback response, you have one more sub tab, session recording. If you click here, see day 1 recording is there. If you play that simultaneously, it's running. Okay. And now if going forward, if you are done with the day 1, day 2, day 3, up to day 5, all recordings will be there below the day 1, day 2, like that. Okay, and it will be with you for lifetime. Again, so below the session recording tab, you have material tab. So whatever the material is going to use by a trainer, will upload that all material here for your practice purpose. So that's the easiest way to sign in and access LMS. So few of my participants already have LMS access, but they don't have this classroom access on their home tab. So for them, we have one more option. You have to go in the store. And here you have to search for that particular product. So our product is International Faculty Development Program. See, so you have to click here. That minute, okay, and you need to click on enroll now. And simply click on proceed once. It will give you the notification. Congrats, your order has been successfully placed. And if you come back on home and refresh your LMS dashboard once, definitely that classroom with you. So I'm done with my explanation. If you have any query or question, please let me know. Within 2 minutes, I will take it up. Okay. If it's clear, then please mention me clear. Okay, so few participant asking me for registration link. Just a minute, I'm sharing that registration link. Once you are done with the registration, within 4 to 5 hours, you will get the LMS access. So those who don't have LMS access, so please go ahead and finish your registration. Okay, clear. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, clear. Okay, thank you so much for response. Neha, host you. Please start with the session.
Very good afternoon, everyone. Can you just confirm me if my voice is loud and clear to everyone?
Oh yes, your voice is loud and clear and your screen is also visible.
Thank you so much. First of all, it is a matter of great pleasure and distinct honor to be amongst you. Thank you so much, all the faculty members and all the organizers here. And I'm gonna start with the data today so that we can go ahead and make the session a little interactive. And please feel free to ask the questions where you have. You can stop me, you can write it into the chat window, and let's make it really interactive and try to understand what exactly is the use of data analytics in today's world. So though we already have an introduction about all of the things, I'm directly going to start with the data. whatever we will be doing here in this data analytics field, for that, if something is very important, then that is what is data. And I'm sure we all know about the data. Even if we don't know the data analytics, we know what exactly the data is. Data is everywhere nowadays. Even though we are talking now, I and you are gonna interact now, we are presenting something, we are here 510 members including me, or it is increasing, so these all are also data. All right, let's start with some professional notes. So what exactly is data? What is data? So if you will be researching about it and you will be understanding about it, you will be getting immense information about the data, because data is something where we do not have a restricted statements. So we must have a basic understanding of data. So in a nutshell, if we have to say in one sentence what is data, then data is nothing but data is a information. Data is an information which we will be utilizing to make some decision-making dashboards. But yeah, to complete this work, there are certain layers which we have to follow. One research has indicated that 2.5 quintillion bytes of data are getting generated every day. And when it is getting generated, how it is getting generated, that is what we have to understand. We all are pretty much familiar with the internet, and in internet, we are having a roughly 2.5 quintillions of data, 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every day, which is getting stored somewhere. There is an organization who is actually managing it. They are trying to manage it in such a way so that we can bring the right insights from the data. So we are going to start with what is data. So data is nothing, you can see here the definition of data is a distinct pieces of information, usually formatted in a spatial way, which is signified as a structured raw data. Well, yeah, this is a bookie's information, but let's dig into it and try to understand about it. Data is everywhere. Whatever we are doing, basically data is changing based on that. Yes, we have to relate it to the real world. Data is changing the way people live their life, the way people live their lives as it is applied to the field, such as take an example of music, show, movies, take an example of healthcare and medical series, shopping and marketing, travel and transportation, public policy and safety, news and information, and education and employment. Well, the question arises here, how do we go ahead and understand how we have the data in these all sectors? Yes, we have it. If you are listening to any of the music, and if you are using either your phone, either you are using your computer or your TV, everywhere data is getting stored. There is a company who is working behind it. Take an example of Spotify. They need a huge volume of data stories for their organization, and that couldn't be even done with a basic database like a SQL or the other database like a Oracle. So nowadays, even the database has been changed to a data warehouse, or you can say enhanced to a data warehouse, which has a more capacity to store the more data. So let's understand one by one. If it is about the healthcare and medical services, how do we know what kind of data we are having in this department? Consider one of the hospital example. In the hospital, we are getting the patients, right? We are getting the patients for the different diagnosis, we are getting the patients for the different operations, we are having a different types of patients as well. In the hospital, we will be having a different groups of doctors, we will be having a different numbers of beds, and these all things when will be consolidated in a place, then it will become a data from where we will be analyzing it, and from there we will be picking up the thing how we can increase the business. And yes, this is happening in the healthcare department. That's why the data analytics is required into the healthcare department as well. Let's come to the shopping and marketing. We can take a best example like a retail, and for the retail, I have a complete dashboard. Along with that, I have a complete notes with the data as well, but I'm gonna just give a heads up about it now. We will be digging into that. The time slide will come. So e-commerce site, we all are doing the shopping. Everyone is having certain requirements. Somebody must be buying a clothes, somebody must be buying a shoes, somebody must be buying a groceries, somebody must be having the electronic accessories needs. These items which we are actually buying, this is what gonna be considered as a data for the organization. What is the organization here? The Flipkart is an organization, the Amazon is an organization. They need a data analyst to handle, to manage these large volume of data so that the analysis can be done and it can be increased at a high level. How we can do that? If the data has been managed, it's very easy to do a customer analysis. All right, what kind of customer we have, for what product we have more customers, from which locations we have more customers, okay, number of items they are buying, the amount they are paying, and these address, their phone number, their interest actually give them the idea to increase the business, and accordingly you will be always getting the recommendation as well. So these kind of things are not happening randomly. There is someone who is working behind it, and there is a mind of the data and the business analytics and a data scientist who are working behind it. Well, in a similar fashion, take an example, one of the basic example of the travel and transportation. Okay, I will also say, if you have any thought, if you have any suggestions and you think, okay, for you have some example for travel and transportation, please write into the chat window. I would love to have some feedback, some suggestions, and your thought on the data part. So I would love to have that. I would love to read about that. And I want to know what exactly is your thinking about this data analytics world. Travel and transportation. If we are traveling, take an example, we have a 5-member and they are traveling in the month of December. We have Vidya, we have Prashant, we have Saloni, we have Kunal, we have Suganya, and they have booked a ticket from one location to another location. So from location A to location B, when we are booking the ticket, definitely the airlines have all the details about us. When the airlines will have all the details about us, that time they are analyzing it in which month they are having the more definitely customers. Based on that only the sales and the finance part can be discussed. In which month we have more customers and more travelers, in which month we are getting more money, and from which location we are getting more. So accordingly the analysis will be done. So when it comes to a month, year, date, that time we call it a trend analysis. So trend is something where we are trying to understand based on 1 month to the prior month comparison, and you can just simply replace it with the year, quarter, date. So that's how it works. Well, in a similar fashion, now you can relate to the news, information, public policy, and we have the great faculties and the honorable teachers from the Ramaiah Institute now. And I have an immense respect for this institute because I know about it, and I have met with the people from, or I can say the student from this institute, and they are really brilliant. So here, the institute will not have a data. They have the data, right? They have the students, the number of students each year they are getting, in which subjects they are taking the admission, how much like fee they are paying. So these all are again a data. Okay, post that, the time they are taking the exam of the student and the mark sheet which they are generating, that is what also a data. So we are basically filled up with the data. We leaves around the data. You can see the people here in the image leaves around the data. So nowadays, whatever we do, that is what is getting converted to the data, so that not the India, not the respective only company, the entire universe can grow. And it has really now become a trend, and data analytics is booming like anything. So being into the organization from last 10 years and being into this analytics field, I can say it's really booming, and it is required in organization like anything. Well, when we have a data, always remember the data is only segregated in 2 different groups, only 2 different groups. Within that, you have many different layers, but you have only 2 different types of data in the world. That is what a quantitative data and a qualitative data. Well, the time you will start reading about it, you will have a lot of information which may confuse you. I'm going to tell you the easiest way from where you can easily understand about the data. Very easily. When you have a number, that is what will be always considered as a quantitative data. When you have the words, we are talking about the quality. When you have a sentences, words, that will be called as a qualitative data. So how many types of data we have? Two types of data we have, and these two types of data are going to do everything what we need in our data analytics field. So music, as I said, music is one of the example, healthcare is one of the example, shopping is. So how does the music actually generating the data? So music doesn't generate a data. It's like if we have a music, somebody must have sang it. We have recorded the voice. So that is what a voice data. The best example of the voice data is going to be Alexa and Siri, who understand your voice. How do they understand your voice? They must be having those kinds of words recorded within it. So somebody has worked within it. So that does not matter what types of how many data you have, whether you have a 10,000 data, 10 millions data, trillions data. If you know the data well, you will able to bring the insight from the data. Take an example like this. I'm talking about the e-commerce example. So here, how do we understand which all our data here belongs to a qualitative and which all are the data which belongs to a quantitative data? If anybody wants to respond, please go ahead and respond. So if I will be asking the questions from here, I have just two different examples here. So here we are having the new store and same store. This will falls under the quantitative data or a qualitative data. I'm just talking about this small box. Yes, Harshika, that's a very great thought. Yes, that will be considered as a data. Can I have a quick answer? Okay, so the new store and the same store will be considered under the qualitative data or a quantitative data. Just in one word, you can say quantitative or a qualitative. Okay, quantitative data. All right. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm just considering it. It's so we have got a response from Varalakshmi ma'am. It's a quantitative data. So new stores and the same store is a quantitative data. Now I'm going back to the store analysis space, and here we are having the difference between the store count, new store and same store. So for the new store, we are having, I'll quickly maximize it so that you can see it. So we are having the 90 new store and 10 same stores. So now this 90 and 10, this will fall under the qualitative data or a quantitative data. Quantitative data, of course. Because now, though we have a number there, we can easily say it's a quantitative data. Until, guys, we are not at all talking about some quality or indicating some place or indicating some weather information, that's not gonna be your qualitative data. So qualitative data is gonna be this one. Let's go and take another example. So here we have an item analysis page. Well, I'm pretty much like, I know about it. Most of you are not aware about the Power BI tool and you don't know about it, and I'm not going to be so hard on you. I will not be talking about it now. I'm just talking about the small pieces of data, and we will be understanding this with a smooth note slowly from the scratch. So as of now, just it's about the data. Now here the man total sales. When we are talking about here the man categories, it will fall under the qualitative data. But the time we are saying for that we have got a sales value of $8.91 million, it will fall under the quantitative data. Shoes total sales, because we can have a different categories of shoes for a men, women, kids, right? Junior total sales, we can have for a junior male kid, boy kid, and the girl kid, and accordingly we will be having a different categories there. So that is what going to be a qualitative. But when we are talking about this value, this will be falling under the quantitative data. So that's how we have to segregate these two. All right, this is going to be available in many more other slides. So we will be discussing about it more. Let's move ahead now. When you have a data, of course, you want to do a data analysis. A small glimpse of the data. I want to show you how it is getting generated. Every day we have a new numbers. Every day we are having a new numbers added on the internet. This one has been taken from the 2021. Excuse me, I have not got a chance to got the 2023 result here. So this is what you can see the numbers we have. You can see the places from where the data are getting generated. So there are many places, but of course we are going to talk about those with which nowadays the youngsters and the people are most familiar. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, you can see here WhatsApp, you have a Netflix, you have the shopping stores and many other places like a YouTube and others. So from each one of the places, you are having many different types of data getting generated. How? We are posting the pictures, we are watching some movies, we are ordering some items, we are liking someone picture, we are adding some status, we are adding some notes, we are commenting on someone picture. So everything, whatever is getting stored, that is what getting stored as a data, and that will be analyzed later on, because by analyzing only one will get to know what we can do with this data. So if we understand what is data, always remember analysis is very important. So far, we have not reached to a place of data analytics life cycle or a business analytics life cycle. But take an example, if we want to understand what exactly is analysis, any of the respected people from here can answer, what do you understand by analysis? Or what is your thought on the analysis part? Dr. Binoy, you have any question? I can see you have raised your hand. I think to study deep in the topic. Okay, Akash has answered. Harshika has answered. It's about the summary of an data, sharing insights from the last data, which can help an end user make a faster and a smarter decision. So that's how we can complete it, Tanmay, but you were almost there. All right. All right, so getting a good response, guys. Thank you so much for replying. So let's talk about the analysis. Well, analysis is again everywhere. Yeah, I know this is again, it's kind of a data, but what exactly is analysis? So when we are here, definitely we are analyzing each other. When we are taking a session from any of the institute, we analyze, we do the analysis before taking the admission in that institute. Does the student of the Ramaya do that? Yes, they do that. But how they can decide, yes, we have to go to the Ramaya very quickly because they know about it. How do they know about it? Based on the performance of the institute students. How the performance has been incredibly touched the sky because of the faculty members of that institute. So these all things are linked there. But in each one of the layer, if you will try to go deeper, you will be seeing somewhere analysis is there. Okay, if a faculty member has to make the student understand the topic, they have to understand the topic in such a way so that they can go and teach to the student. Is that the only work they do? No, I believe they also try to analyze their student, how the student can pick it up. So they do a harder work to reach to a level from where a student can pick it up. Then the student's hard work comes into the picture, and with the combination of these two, the results will come. So always remember, the analysis is not only about seeing the qualities of something. The analysis is all about the analytical calculation, statistical calculation nowadays. So we know that the analysis is important because by analyzing the data, either a researchers or a data analyst can identify the patterns and trends in the gathered information that one may not able to uncover on their own. What does that mean? So the sentence which I have said, the meaning of that is, take an example here. You have how many tables you have here in the Power BI data view tab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 different tables. If I will be giving you without cleaning these 7 different tables, is it going to be easy for anyone to get the business insights from that data? If we don't belong to a data analytics team, I have a leadership team and they want to know the number of stores, they want to know the number of sales, the sales which we have got from the different items, we have got the sales from the different districts. So when we want to know these all things, don't you think it will be really very hard on the leadership team to provide them the raw data? Yes, it will. We can't go and provide the sales raw data to them without cleaning it. You can see the total number of rows we have into the sales data, and that's to post cleaning it. This much we have. That is what here you can see. 9,23,371 rows we have. Approx 10 lakhs of data we have in one table, and in a different tables we have a different level of data. So if 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, or millions of data will be provided to you, it will be difficult for as an end user for you to analyze these all information. And basically the end user will not be familiar with these tools. So for that, we have to do the analysis. Let's dig a little bit into the analysis, because this is the part because of which we all are, gathered here today. We want to understand what the analytics do nowadays, because data is something which is here. You can say USB of this particular field. By having that, we have to do the analysis, analytical things. We have to do the intelligence so that the business analyst, data analytics, and business intelligence are coming into the picture, because we have a data in the organization. So how do we uncover the data? We uncover the data by doing the statistical calculation, mathematical calculations, whether it could be a percentage, it could be an average, it could be other statistical calculations. There are definitely high level of calculations we have. If we want to see a certain one basic example here, I will quickly go ahead and show you one. These all are the calculation. How do we know this is a calculation? If you will be keeping your eyes to the highlighted red color of the rectangle, you will be seeing you have some calculation here. So this is the calculation which we have got from the available data from the raw data. So we have a different types of calculations. You can see we have a if-else formula, we have a percentage, we have an average percentage, we have a if-else with a blank, and the meaning of these all are different, definitely are different calculate functions which we use for the filter. I know I'm going a little fast in this calculation part because we have not reached to the Power BI. I'm just showing you how this is important for the analysis. So before going ahead and building any of the dashboard or report, we should actually have the analysis done here. So data analysis will help you identifying the factors which will be required by the end user. When we say end user, they could be your stakeholders, they could be your customers, they could be your higher management, leadership team, anyone, and they could be a cross-functional department. So data analysis will also improve the accuracy. It will help better and faster decision, and it can also help you pick it up the right visualizations, because once it has been analyzed, you can pick it up the right visualizations. We are having a mini visualization. I'm quickly switching to the other tab and then we'll come back to this one. Here we are having a different types of visuals. We are having a different types of visuals. Like here we have an area map. We have here the column graph. We have here the side by side. We are having the scatter plot. We are having here the card visuals. We are having the pie graph. We are having here the map graph. We are having this is a line graph which we have actually presented with the stepped version. So because of that, we can see the squared symbol of this line graph. And you can see the most of the graphs are actually not a basic graph. This has been added as a custom visuals, like this visual. Such kind of visual we don't have. I'm talking about the new store and new store target. So this is what called here a bullet chart by a OKViz. Means we get the custom visuals and create it based on the requirements. But this has been only decided once we had our data ready. So getting the data ready is the primary part. Then doing the analysis is a secondary part. Then we start doing the visualization, and then we start building the proper dashboards for the end user, which will be answering the business problem of the customers. I'll still stick to the analytics, but this time I'm shifting to the data analytics, and I'm going to talk a real-time scenarios which has happened recently. We all have gone through that, and we are still going through that. So it will be easy for us to understand. So let's understand the data analytics. Okay, this is the official 4 different types of data analytics we have, and we can also, take a snip of it, or we can go ahead and jot it down somewhere. I'm talking to if we have any student here and they want to answer this question anywhere, the types of data analytics we have. We have 4 different types of data analytics. Let's understand those one by one. The first one is descriptive analytics, where we are trying to understand what has happened in the past. Then the exploratory data analysis, which will be named as a diagnostic data analytics nowadays, where we try to find out the root cause. Then we have a predictive analysis, where we will be first trying to understand what has happened in the past through the descriptive. Then what has happened, we'll try to find out in the diagnostic analytics. Then what will happen in the future, we will be trying to understand into the predictive analysis. Then prescriptive analysis comes into the picture, where we will try to understand how do we make our goal successful, or the action which will be taken towards the goal which we have. So we will be having a different types of goals for a different types of business requirement or a business problem. Always remember, we will be having a different types of business problem. That's why in the starting I have discussed about it. We have a different types of data, whether it's from the airlines department, whether you are into the healthcare department, whether you are into the IT or into the finance, e-commerce site, retail business. So everywhere you have a data, and you can become a data analytics in any of the field. It's just you have to fall in love with the data. That's what is very important. So let's discuss the descriptive analytics. What is descriptive analytics? Descriptive analytics looks at the data to examine and understand and describe something that has already happened. Take an example, we have a passed out student from 2022 or 2021, and we want to do the comparison of the different batches, means 2022 versus 2023, then we will be seeing, okay, in CSC department, we have these number of variants. Maybe the result could have been increased from 2022 to 2023, or maybe it has been decreased in a percentage wise. So when we are doing the comparison, we are doing it with the data. So data is already there. Data is already there means it has happened. You will not have data until the situation has not been gone. So when it has happened in the past, then you will have a data, and we call it a historical data. We call it a historical data. So historical data will have everything, whatever has happened. Try to understand the example of the COVID situation. I'm going to share the another page. Give me just 1 second. Here we go. So Power BI community is a site where we have various dashboards available. We all can go and visit the site and have a look to that. The time I will be digging into the Power BI, which is the day 2 agenda and day 3 agenda, that I will definitely provide a certain amount of information and links from where everyone can leverage the available dashboards and try to dig into it and understand about it. Before that, quickly, can I have a quick confirmation from anyone if my COVID-19 Power BI community site is visible to everyone? Thank you so much for confirming. All righty, so let's start. Okay, so we are talking about the descriptive analytics. What happened in the past is gonna be always under the descriptive analytics. How do we go ahead and make a dashboard with that? So here we are having a data from the March 2020 to January 2022. So for this period, we have a data where we can see the confirmed cases was during this period was 3,67,473. When we say the cases has been confirmed means already people have been infected and they are now diagnosed with the COVID-19. So that is what a past. Then the death cases during those period was 5,610. Then the existing cases during those period was this and recovered cases were this. So if we will be having a 3,67,000 plus data in an Excel raw, it will be difficult for anyone. It will be really difficult for anyone to analyze it and figure it out what has happened. But the time we will be presenting this dashboard to an end user, they can easily go ahead and understand what is the situation in the world we have now. Of course, the WHO has done a great job, tremendously great job to control the COVID by sharing the right information to each one of the country. Well, I will be only digging about the data. So let's understand a little bit and then move ahead. The novel human coronavirus disease 2019, about which I'm talking, was first reported in Wuhan, China in 2019 and subsequently spread it globally to become the 5th documented pandemic, because the first documented flu pandemic was happened in 1918. From then to COVID-19, which has happened, it is the 5th documented pandemic where people have died just because of coming in contact with the human. So when we have understood the COVID-19 has come and the particular disease has been diagnosed, we got to know how many people are infected with this disease. This is what a past. This is what called a descriptive analytics. Now the diagnostic analytics comes into the picture. Diagnostic analytics, what actually it will do, it will try to find the root cause of that particular problem. So why that has happened? Why did it happen? So root cause of COVID-19 has been actually found in this way. Basically, there were two hypotheses as to its origin. The one was exposure to an infected animal, and another was that man-made in a laboratory. However, there is not enough evidence to support either argument. So never say Neha has said this means we have to go ahead on this part, because this is a real-time situation and these two evidence has been documented. But there is no evidence on that, and that has been confirmed by the China laboratory later on. This has not been actually this virus has not actually generated in the laboratory of the China. But later on, as the COVID-19 started spreading to the world, both inside and outside the China, it infected people who have had no direct contact with animals. That meant the virus is transmitted from human to the another human. It was confirmed that no, they really have no evidence to confirm that it has been actually infected by an animal, because human to human it started transmitting. So what root cause we have found here? We have found the root cause of that. Okay, so this virus is actually infecting the people when the humans are coming in the contact. So this was the root cause. Was that the only one? No, that was not the only one. When this was the root cause, post that, of course, we started, jotting down some of the signs. If you have a cold, if you have a shortness breathing, if you have a fever, so these kind of etceteras symptoms, if you have, it means you have been infected by the COVID-19, and this is what fall under the diagnostic analysis. Well, diagnostic analytics is something which is very easy to understand, and We generally in this data analytics world doesn't make any dashboard on this. We do a documentation on this. So we write about it. We make a note about it. We create a one pager about it. So these kind of business documents, we get the ready for the explanation of what has happened. Take an example, if it's a profit for the Amazon, then definitely they will be finding the root cause of that. Root cause is not always about the negative data analysis. To get the profit, to increase the business, also we do that. To prevent the company from the risk, we also do the root cause analysis. And that's what fall under the diagnostic analysis or exploratory data analysis. Once we know what has happened, once we know why that has happened, we definitely want to know what will happen, which will be a part of predictive analytics. We also know the meaning of prediction. The predictive analytics relies on a historical data. It means it is directly connected with your descriptive analytics. It relies on the historical data, the past trends, and the assumptions to answer questions about what will happen in the future. Take an example, if we are having the 90% successful result in last 5 years in an institute, then definitely we will be expecting either it will increase or it will be equal to or greater than 90% next year. So based on the prior result, based on the past results, we are only able to do the assumptions. That assumptions which we are doing based on the historical data, we'll call it a predictive analytics. Predictive analytics is nothing which we just blindly assume. For that, we should have a historical data. Let's relate this to the COVID-19 so that all the 4 types of analytics we can understand properly. Predictive analytics allows or helped a WHO, World Health Organization, to estimate the pandemic's behavior. Yeah, it really helped the WHO very well. Pandemic behaviors within an acceptable degree of uncertainty by establishing when and under which conditions countries can expect increases, peaks, and reduction in new cases and deaths. Yes, when they got the idea and the information about these all, the WHO has definitely started taking the action towards the goal. So the course of action which we take, guys, to meet the targets or goals, that will be called a prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics is the process of using the data to determine an optimal course of action. How we have done that in COVID-19 situations? By definitely, you can see how the world has controlled it. The first thing, by putting the lockdown, they have increased, each one of the country has increased the number of beds in the hospitals. Of course, we were having the vaccinations available. It has been actually transformed, or you can say the country has supported one another country by just sharing some of the vaccinations from one to another country to help the people to save the lives. So this is what the action which were happening. So this has happened only because the COVID-19 came into the picture. So COVID-19 is your descriptive analysis from where we have understood, okay, we are in trouble and we need a solution for that. For that, the course of action has been taken so that we can save the lives. And that is what can only happen into the prescriptive analysis. So these are the 4 important types of analytics we have in the world. And this is the different types of data analytics which will be utilized in everywhere. That doesn't matter, you are into the retail, you are into the healthcare, you are into the IT, you are into the finance, you are into the banking, anywhere. One thing I want to add, never ever say, though I am doing a data analytics or any of this is for the newbies who are coming into the market as students, I want to become a data analytics because I want to get a job into the IT. No, that's not the actual solution. You want to become a data analytics because you love finding and bringing the insights from the data, and that does not matter what types of data will be in your plate. So here, all about the data. But when you have a data, you have done the analysis, how do you present to the end user? Who is the end user? End user could be the clients. End user could be the customer. End user could be the stakeholders. They can be your higher management. They can be the cross-functional team. So once we have done the data analysis, we definitely want to make a dashboard. For that, we need a business intelligence tools. We need a business intelligence tools. But before that, let's understand the functional stages of the data analysis. This is what will be only done within the business intelligence tool, but these 4 slides are actually interdependent to each other. So let's understand it one by one. We will be having a business requirement, and because of that only we are going to become a data analytics. If we don't have a business requirement, we really don't need a data analyst in any of the organization. Yes, if you have a business requirement, you need a data analyst. If you don't have a business requirement, you don't need a data analyst at all. Yes, it is not required. So what kind of business requirement one can have? We can have a many different types of business requirement. One of the solution I just have shown you, that is what is nothing but this dashboard which is in your screen, if you can see that. So this dashboard which is here, that is what one of the solution of the business problem. What business problem we have here? We don't have any business problem means, or a business requirement means what your end user wants to know. They wants to know the sales. They wants to know the sales on a different category. So that is what a business solution we have got it for them. So once you have a business requirement, then you will be starting working on the data collection part. You will starting working on the data collection part, because once the business requirement has been clear to you, this generally happen over the call via the Jira. In Jira, we generally create the story for the business problem. In this analytical world, Jira is a tool which we use to maintain the stories. Or we will have a Kanban boards, we will have a Confluence, we will have sometimes some of the organization simply use a one-pager document and they share over the email. So by having a call with the business users or the end users, you will get to know what is their requirement. Along with that, some documents would be provided to you for their business requirements. That can come in various forms through the Jira, through the Kanban, through the one-pager document, via email, and sometime you might have to write it down by yourself. Once the business requirement is clear, the data collection will start. The data collection will require technical skills. You need SQL knowledge. Yes, hands-on experience will be definitely considered here, because you have to write a query to extract the data. Sometime you may be only working with Excel. Sometime you may be working with Excel plus SQL. So you have to have a good knowledge on both of the tools. That is very important, which cannot be avoided. To write the queries, to extract the data, to clean the data, to arrange the data, to consolidate the data, you need to have advanced Excel knowledge. Once you have it, you will be going ahead and cleaning the data. Now you know what data is required and you have gathered the data for your work. So data cleaning required, because there will be a lot of clutters within the data. Take an example. One example I'll give you. You may have some missing values. Another example I'll give you. You may need a comparison for 5 years and you have a 15 years of data. So you want to filter out that 10 years of data. You need only a data for north and south region, but you have a west region including in your table. So you want to exclude that. You may need a data for 3 different managers, but you have a 10 managers added into the table. So you will be excluding those. So these are the real-time situations which I do in my organization. So based on this, generally we filter out the data. Filtering out the data required a lot of technical knowledge. Yes, you have to be very strong into the Power Query, the DAX formula, data analysis expression, which belongs to a Power BI. You have to be a great mathematical people where you have to apply a lot of functions in advanced Excel. Sometimes this can be done into the SQL as well. It means you will have a database or data warehouse. Different organization uses the different types of database according to their data storage, according to their data size. So here there is a no concrete answer. So Wipro will be using the Oracle database, or might be the JP Morgan will be using the Snowflake data warehouse. It totally depends based on their data size, what kind of data warehouse or database they want to buy for their organization. So there we can also clean the data by writing the structured query language. So we need a knowledge of that also. Once we have it, we have to do the data analysis. Data analysis can be done a different business intelligence tool, but tell me one thing, can the tools will do the analysis for you? Take an example, you have to do a data analysis here. You got here a man total sales, shoes total sales, and junior total sales. Who is doing this analysis? Is it a Power BI who is doing analysis? Can I have a quick thought of yours, please? Okay, no. So who is doing this analysis? The organization is doing the analysis. Take an example. This is the data of Amazon. Who is doing the analysis? Is Amazon is doing the analysis? No. Okay, then there must be some data analytics, right? There must be some data analyst or a business analyst or a business intelligence behind this who will be doing it. So here we need an agile mind and a statistical mind to use this BI tools. Never ever depend on the tool. Okay, we know the Power BI tool and Power BI tool will be doing the analysis. No, it's gonna be in this way. We are the person who is having analytical mind, and we know the tool which can support us doing this analysis. So how the tool will support you, need to be very friendly with the tool to utilize each part of this tool, each interfaces of this tool. So now here, when we are having the tools expertise, when we are the expertise in this tool, we know how to use each one of the interface, whether from the insert, whether from the modeling, whether from the optimize, whether from the Power Query. So we are having a different types of groups within this UI user interfaces, and in each one of the group we are having 10 to 15 groups where we can go ahead and do some calculation, some addition, some new analysis. So that is what can be done by us. So it's we who will be doing it, but yes, we need a supportive tool which can make our work easy. So here you need definitely a Power BI and a Tableau, and there will be an organization who will be using an Alteryx also to do the data analysis, but it's you who will be doing it. So you should have a good mathematical skills. You should have the analytical skills. You should be very agile in your mind so that you can go ahead and do the analysis by yourself easily. Well, once it is done, then the interpretation and execution where we delivered the project to the end user, that's all. But for that, we are using the Tableau and Power BI. These two are interconnected again, because Tableau and Power BI tools are giving us the opportunity to present our dashboard or publish our dashboard on the cloud, so that we can completely remove the manual intervention and the end user can leverage it even if when we are not there in an organization. Take an example, I have built a dashboard, I have published it into the cloud. Now I have logged out and USA team has started their work and they did not find me online. But still they can go ahead and leverage the dashboard, because dashboard is not in my desktop, it is on the cloud. So to understand this, how do we do that? How do they leverage it? We have to understand the Power BI. Alrighty. Well, this was about the data analytical tools which we will be using, but I have oftenly heard this question, and I have oftenly, seen people have curiosity to know what is the difference between data analytics and business analytics. Well, I'm going to give you a clear picture in the next slide where you have two circles with the two different tools, and then I'll explain about it with my current situational work. So it will be giving you a clear picture on that. But would you mind telling me your thought? What do you think about these two different topics? Sure, Dr. Bharti, I'll do that. All right, so I'll go ahead and explain about it. If you have any thought, you can definitely go and, write it into the chat window, unmute yourself and let me know. Okay, so business analytics and data analytics, what is the difference between it? So if I will tell you, both the business analytics and data analytics involve working with a manipulating the data, extracting the insight from the data, and using that information to enhance business performance. So the meaning would be same because both of them are doing the same thing. They are bringing the insights from the data and they are manipulating and designing it in such a way so that which will be answering the questions of the end user. So what is the difference between these two? Let's understand the difference between these two. Okay, so business analyst is gonna be analyzing the data, communicating, and leading the projects. Well, analyzing the data, which is common between the data analyst and business analyst both. You can see here. Analyzing the data is gonna be common in both of them. Now here, one sec. Now here, we are having the data analyst responsibility. When it comes to a data analyst responsibility, always remember gathering the data, cleaning the data, analyzing the data, making the reports and dashboards in such a way so that the end user can leverage it is going to be a high level technical work. High level technical work. Let's understand it in little details. And in the meantime, you can keep your eyes on the next slide where you are having the different tools for BA and DA. I'm going to talk about it in details, but first I will be giving you some theoretical knowledge. Business analytics. Take an example. You are a business analyst in the analytics department. So BA will be focuses on the larger business implications of data and the action that should result from them, such as whether a company should develop a new product line or prioritize one project over another. The term business, like take an example here, we are into the retail market or we are into the banking department or we are into the finance department, then a business analyst can not only gather the data, clean the data, write some SQL codes, import it into the Power BI or Tableau, make a dashboard and publish it. Business analyst cannot do only this much. Business analyst will be first understanding the business requirement. They will be creating a use cases, and this will be again in a different way. Every organizations have a different SOP, and accordingly, guys, we follow it. So there is a no certain SOP for the business analyst. Okay, so this is the SOP which has to be followed by each one of the business analysts in every organization. In the analytical field, BA has a different roles. In an IT company like a software development field, the BA has a different role. Functional specification, dealing with the stakeholder management, process design. So these are the things which will be done by the business analyst. Along with that, for their team, they have to create a Jira stories, they have to write a documents on the Word, they have to create a SharePoint, some visuals for that. So these are the things which will be actually done by the business analyst. So how does it work? Let's understand it. There is a one requirement and which comes in the organization. We will be considering the retail example again. So in the retail example, I'm going to again share this dashboard. So just give me a moment, please. So here, this is a dashboard. So business analyst will be meeting with the stakeholders or an end user. Whenever I say end user, it depends on the organizations, and end user means they will be having either customer or stakeholder or a higher management. So it depends what they have. So now here a business analyst will be understanding the requirement, then they will be making a note of it, and then they will be creating a stories in Jira. Post creating the stories in Jira, what they will do, they will start collecting the data, cleaning the data, making the dashboards like this, and giving the presentation on this dashboard. Not sharing the dashboard will do. Only sharing the dashboard will not work for a business analytics people. They have to go and present it to the end user, why they have taken these all visuals, how this is answering their business requirement questions, and if there is any upcoming requirements are there that has to be also taken care by the business analyst. So maintenance and monitoring, meeting the deadline, setting up the deadline, these all decisions will be taken by the business analytics. But here the data analytics, what actually the data analytics will do, the data analytics will be first having the requirement, the business requirement, which will be either provided by the business analytics or through the Jira or through the Confluence or through the email they will get, and they will start working on the technical stuff like gathering the data, cleaning the data, analyzing the data, and building the dashboards. Now here SQL is common in both of them, but business analyst will do use all of these tools, and data analytics will be restricted towards the SQL, Python, business intelligence tools like at Power BI and Tableau, mathematical calculation, their probability, statistics, these are important, advanced Excel like this. Business intelligence tools, when we say, again here there are a lot of discussions going on, still it is going on, but let's first understand here. So take an example here, we have a business requirement and we have to make a dashboard. How do you decide which tool you will be using? Which tool you will be using for the dashboard building preparation? How do we decide it? No, we cannot decide it, guys. It will be decided by the organization. The organization has a right to take a decision based on their requirement, based on their setup, based on their customers. And accordingly, we have to use it. Among of all these five, one is common, that is advanced Excel. Microsoft Power BI and Tableau depends on the organization, whether they want to use two or one. And Looker and Google BI tool has also came into the market, but it has not reached a level from where each one of the organization has started using it. So it is there, but it has not started actually getting utilized by the organization yet. So as of now, which is on demand, that's what a Microsoft Power BI and Tableau. Why do we use this tool? First, we'll understand why do we use this tool, but before that we want to understand what exactly is BI. So Neha, you have said these are the BI tools, but what is BI? BI refers to a business intelligence. That's what we understand. BI is nothing but BI is a data driven support system which helps users analyze the data and provide actionable information. Yes. So if you have a data and you know how to bring the insights from there, you know what actions required, you know what exactly result you want to get from the data, that is what you can do with the use of BI tool. Because BI helps business managers, corporate executives, and a countless others professional in decision making. Because it matters, because you want to make an informed decision for your business or for your business requirements or for your end user. So BI empowers organizations to make a faster decision, make a smarter decision, and demonstrate accelerated insights to gain a competitive advantage. What is the meaning of that? We'll discuss again in a layman language. Okay, so let's understand it. Take an example here. We have a BI tool. Okay, so if I will be giving you, I'm quickly gonna share my another screen. So here, this is the Excel screen sheet. You can see here, Excel spreadsheet, what you have here on the screen, that is what contains a data. This contains all the data, whatever is required to get the business insights. But do you think by giving this data to your end user, you will be meeting their business requirement? No, we cannot meet it, because we will be only providing them the data, which of course they can get it by themselves from the database or a data. Now it's our job to make it actionable. How it can be actionable when you are having the visualization like this. This is what called a visualized data. We have here the $40 million data, but this has been visualized. We have here a 2.5 plus 2.3 plus 2.2 millions of data, but this is visualized with the bar graph. So when you are visualizing the data, you are giving some visuals to that respective data. Like from Jan to August, this is how the sales has been done. We can see the good spike we had in the March month and the lowest spike we had in the July or in the Jan. So this is what we can easily see when we have a visuals for our data. So data visualization is very important, and that is only possible with the business intelligence tool. We do not have any other way to do that. Even if you have an answer, Excel can do that. Yes, Excel is also considered under the business intelligence tool now, because it has many analytical features added, like a Power Query, Power Pivot, connected graphs. So these kind of things has been added within the Excel now. So benefits of business intelligence tools are gonna be, let's go and have a look to the different slides. So the benefit of business intelligence tools are gonna be many, but we'll discuss couple of. Business intelligence tools are responsible for gathering, organizing, and presenting your business in a visualized format. So of course, this is an intelligent, this is the tool which is really intelligent. Then definitely we will be having a lot of things done itself. We don't have to do each one of the step manually. There are some of the key takeaways for this particular part. What are those? I'll tell you. So being into the business intelligence profile or a business analytics or a data analytics, you have to make sure you will be eliminating the data silos once and for all. Do you know that, guys? We have a complaints from the 78% of the organizations, they are not getting the data based on their requirements. That's what called a data silos. Data silos means the data silo is nothing but it is a collection of information isolated from an organization and inaccessible to all the parts of a company hierarchy. Means data has been organized, but it is not at all accessible to all the parts of the organization. So this is the big problem which has been found in every organization. Because of that, the data analytics profile is getting actually generated, and every day this particular job is increasing. They want people who can organize the data, who can provide the data based on their requirement. So according to one research, just 22% of business leaders has confirmed that their team shares the data as per the requirements, and rest 78% are still waiting for it. That said, data silos are an unfortunate phenomenon that many companies deal with. So once you have removed this one, so here we are gonna break this. We are gonna provide them the data based on their requirement. So once we have removed this one, once we have the data properly, then we can start doing the visualization. So visualizing the data for our stakeholders and our team members are gonna be a big challenge. So we can only do that if we are having a data analytics and a business intelligence tools knowledge. So we can go ahead and definitely utilize this one properly. Once you have a data visualized properly, making the informed decision and accurate projection gonna be easy for the organization. Always remember, making informed decision and accurate projection gonna be always there if you have a right understanding about your data. Because when you understand your data, you can do the analysis properly, you can do the calculation properly, and you can go ahead and understand the business intelligence. So discussion about the retail dashboard, we have been doing it, and that is what nothing which is a part of business intelligence. So what is business intelligence? We have understood. I have just got one of the best emails here where we are having many things available for the business intelligence. So guys, business intelligence is nothing but a data analysis, a business analysis, operational analysis, planning and strategy, performance analytics, problem solving, data mining, business performance, optimizing, presentations, and many other things are added here. Even though when you are focusing on the emails, this is a word cloud, and this has been also built in the business intelligence tool. You can make a word cloud into the business intelligence tool. So always remember, whenever you are presenting your dashboards, you should be having your insights there. The insights will be brought from the data, but it's you who will be presenting it with the right visualization. Now, when we have the business intelligence tool, we will be always going ahead and focusing on these areas. Business intelligence tool will be always focusing on each one of the area. Business requirement is the layer 1, then use cases and wireframe. Then you should have a functional specifications. You should have your stakeholder analysis. You should be doing the process designing, which should be, now it depends which particular business application your organization is using. It can be Jira, Confluence, Visio, depends on your organization. Then the data analytical work comes into the picture, where depends data warehouse or the Excel, what is getting utilized to store the data. You will be cleaning the data with the mathematical calculations. Then you will start using the business intelligence tools to make a dashboard. So to make a dashboard, when you are using a business intelligence tool, always remember that sometime you may need a Python or R as well as a basic level, because statistical programming language is something which is required to deal with the statistical calculations. Of course, basic of it you need, but it will be required. All right, so let's go and understand here a little bit. This is gonna be our last topic. So now here guys, the retail analysis sample dashboard which you are seeing, the overview of it will understand what exactly it contains. What this dashboard contains. It contains a data sets. We have a data sets here, which is available in this. In this data sets, we have a different types of data, the data from the district, from the sales, from the stores, right? So we have a different data, sales, stores, items, district, and some calculated data we have. So why do we keep this data here? Because we want to analyze this data. What we are trying to analyze here, from the data set, we are analyzing the retail sales data of items sold across multiple stores and the district. That's what simply we are doing here by showing all these 4 pages. We have a bookmark in the left side, which you can see the time I click into this district analysis, it will navigate me to the another page, district analysis page. You can see here everything has been organized here based on the district analysis. You have a different managers. Based on that, you can filter out and see their performance and see the sales under them we have done. You can see like this. This is what an interactive dashboard through which we can see how does it work. The metrics compare different years, performance, and different categories for sales, units, gross margins, variance, and new store analysis, which we are seeing here. Those all are nothing but the analytical skills which a data analyst has utilized. We can see it here. So you have a different units by store, different total sales by store type, total sales by chain, by categories. And again, we have got here a different stores detail in the filter type, which is interacting with each one of the visualization. For the different stores, we are having a different numbers. So I hope we all know what exactly is retail. So retail is nothing. A retail business is the sale of items and services in a small quantities. Generally, what happened? Whatever we are ordering online or we are buying from the store, and what we are getting in return, that is what a retail. And a retailer is a person or a business person who buys the goods from a manufacturers, or you can say a wholesalers, in a large quantities, and then they sells them in a small quantities to the end customer, which is us. So that's how the retail and retailers here, by considering these two, we are making a dashboard to understand it. Of course, so for that, we are doing a retail data analytics, which we will be discussing in our Power BI dashboarding session. So that's what we are going to discuss here. What exactly is retail data analytics? But yeah, you can have a glimpse of the couple of bullet points which I have mentioned here. By this, we will be getting an idea what we are going to do. All right, I'll take a pause here and see if anyone is having any doubts or any questions or any suggestions here. Alrighty, that's all from my end. Thank you so much everyone for attending the session. So we have gone through the basic of data and business analytics today. I hope you guys have got some informative information, and it's my pleasure to having all of you here today. We'll see you tomorrow again at 3 p.m. Have a very good evening to all of you.
Yeah, so thank you so much for such a wonderful session. So my dear participants, I already shared the attendance link in the chat box over Zoom and YouTube as well. So please mark your attendance and share your valuable feedback as well. And if you have any query or question for XLR team for me, please drop in the chat box. I will take it up. Okay.
Dr. Varalakshmi, no, here like the answer would be in this way. If you want to, or if anyone wants to step into the data analytics and a business analytics profile, then they have to be partially good into the programming language, because this profile has been created, or this profile has been actually built for a non-programming background people. But having a basic knowledge of Python and R will be really advantage. But why I said a partially programmer you have to be, because SQL is mandatory here. So even though we do not have any other programming knowledge, SQL knowledge is mandatory. So yes, that is the one programming language, structured query language, where one student has to be great into. Let me know if you have any follow-up question. All right, I'm here for next 10 minutes. If anyone is having any doubt or any question, please let me know. Yes, this is mandatory. Students should know SQL commands. Sure. If you want, I'll share it. I'll just share it with the XLR team and they will be sharing it on the LMS. We'll do that. Thank you so much for your kind words, ma'am. Roles and responsibilities are gonna be always in the same way, but based on the data we will have a different business requirements. Like, take an example, if you are a retail data analyst, Vidya, then you will be still doing the gathering of the data, the cleaning of the data, the mining of the data, analyzing the data, making a dashboards and visualizing it properly before making a dashboards, presenting it to the end user and making a documentation on that, whatever you are creating for that, the rationale behind it, or might be the SOP which will be provided by your organization. Now, when it comes to the retail data analyst, you will be only dealing with the retail data, where you will be understanding the sales and the customer data and the categories which we have for that organization. So you will be restricted towards that. Take an example, you are a data analyst in one of the banking company like a Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan, then you will be restricted towards the bank data like a loans, whatever the company has, that is what data will be provided to you in your plate, and accordingly you have to use your analytical mind to do the analysis by utilizing all these tools. Data extractions, data analysis, visualizations, dashboarding, communicating with the stakeholders or a stakeholder management, gathering the data from cross-functional team. These are the key takeaways which we will be always considering for this profile's responsibilities. The tools are always gonna be same, either Power BI or Tableau or both. SQL is mandatory, so never take it lightly. Advanced Excel is mandatory, and then either Python and R. And again, it depends on the organization whether they want you to know it or not. So these are the tools and responsibilities will be there in your profile.
Okay, then thank you so much all of you for joining the session, and we'll meet you on tomorrow at same time. Yeah, I'm winding up the session.